died from ingesting mercury, which he believed to be an elixir of immortality. Shi Huangdi, the first emperor of a united China, is dead. Few mourn. Many have eagerly anticipated an end to the hated and ruthless Qin dynasty. A vicious power struggle ensued for control of the empire.
In a word, it was chaotic. Very quickly, after the death of Shi Huangdi, things fell into civil war with various people vying for power.
206 BC, a new ruler comes to power determined to bring stability to China. His name was Liu Bang, a former soldier and cunning politician who knew how to win the hearts and minds of the people. Over the next 4 years, Liu Bang consolidated his rule and rallied the people behind him. Peace and stability returned to the empire. By the time he died in 195 BC, he had launched a dynasty that would thrive for nearly 4 centuries, the Han. The Han embarked on a wall-building campaign even more massive than Shi Huangdi's.
They extended the Great Wall much further to the west than it had been and set up a set of garrisons and a series of watchtowers that guarded the trade routes out into Central Asia for hundreds of miles to the northwest of the capital.
The Han built their fortresses at closer intervals than earlier dynasties, every 1 to 3 miles. In areas of heavy enemy activity, that could increase to only 500 yards apart. Han soldiers had 3 critical missions along the wall: defend against invasion, gather military intelligence on enemy activity, and keep the vital beacon towers maintained and supplied with beacon fire fuels.
Han Dynasty signal towers incorporated several sorts of alarms. Flags and smoke were only used in the daytime. Torches were only used at night. Bigger bonfires and drums were used at any time. And complex codes were devised for these signals. And just like today, modern codes, they were all classified as top secret and unknown to the public. From around 200 BC to 200 AD, just about the time that Rome was dissolving as a republic, only to be reborn as an empire that would gobble up and transform the Western world, China was an empire that was consuming and transforming the East. During the Han Dynasty, the population of China grew to 50 million people. The empire went as far south as Vietnam, as far west as Afghanistan. It was massive. But after 400 years, just like Rome, internal disintegration started to overshadow military success, and in 184 AD, a peasant rebellion brought the Han Dynasty to a screeching halt. And once again, China was on the verge of chaos.
For 3 centuries, warfare, treachery, and death were the rule in China. And once again, it took a ruthless hand to put an end to the time of turmoil. In the 6th century, a northern people, the Sui, declared war on the chaos, conquering one part of the empire after another, until China was united again, for the first time since the Han Dynasty fell 3 centuries earlier. The Emperor Huangdi would build the Sui Empire on the foundation of nearly 1,000 years of dynasties that came before. Unlike previous emperors who had concentrated on fortifying China against the outside world, Huangdi would channel his energies inward and strengthen his empire within its borders. China is vast, and its waterways provided the most efficient means of transportation over such great distances. 2 major rivers traverse the country east to west, the Yangtze in the south and the Yellow River in the north, but they are 1,000 miles apart. China was a house divided. Huangdi decided to do something about that. He aimed to link northern and southern China by a gigantic central artery, a